What is up, guys? Welcome back to Dan's Reviews, and today I'm back for another Walking Dead video for today. This one, we're going to be doing a video talking about all the episodes of The Walking Dead Season 10. Well, at least the 15 episodes that we got of The Walking Dead Season 10. I want to go ahead and do, I was going to do this after the finale was airing, of course, but now that we know that we're probably not going to get that finale for another good few months, I figured, why not go ahead and do this video now? Let's rank all the episodes of The Walking Dead Season 10 from worst to best. Okay, guys, so like I said, this one is going to be doing a worst to best video. We're going to go through all the episodes of The Walking Dead Season 10. We're going to talk about them from worst to best, of course, because, like I said, I was going to do this video after the 16th episode aired. I figured, we'll probably have to wait another month or two before we get to see the 16th episode. But because of the pandemic, and it just seems like we're not getting that finale anytime soon, that I figured, why not do this video now, and then maybe we'll do another video later on after the finale, and we'll add in the finale and where it is kind of placed in this list. So we will probably touch back on this video once we actually see the finale, but for right now, I want to compare the 15 episodes that we do have for The Walking Dead Season 10 in order from worst to best. Now, everybody has their own opinions. If you guys want to, you don't have to do all the 15 episodes, because I know that would take a lot of time for you guys to probably think of, what order you would place them in, but maybe at least, if you want to do that, you can do that, but at least, I'd like to see maybe your top 5 favorite episodes of this season, kind of hear some of that stuff, and, where would you guys place them and that type of deal in the comment section below. So, I'm just gonna get into it really, just right off the bat. Spoiler warning if you're not caught up on The Walking Dead Season 10. Now, starting things off, and I'm sure for the, the people that really have watched the reviews all the way through, I'm sure you guys know what my least favorite episode of The Walking Dead Season 10 is. The Walking Dead Season 10, number 15, The Walking Dead Season 10, Episode 2, We Are the End of the World. Now, I don't think this episode is horrible. I really don't. I don't think any episode of The Walking Dead Season 10 is, awful. I just don't think that this episode was 100% necessary. However, I get it. I get why they did it. I do understand why they made this episode. But at the same time, I think the reason why I hate this episode is because, or at least I don't like the episode that much, is because, the placement is really bad. It's really, really bad. You don't want to have an episode focused completely on the villain characters at your episode 2 spot. That is a very poor decision, in my opinion. This is an episode right here, We Are the End of the World, that you could put at an episode 4 or an episode 5. People, when they are on a summer break for months and months and months and they're waiting for Walking Dead, and especially when Lines We Cross, the Season 10 premiere, isn't one of your bigger premieres, why on earth would you do a second episode focused on your villains? That is something I just can't understand, and because of the placement, it just ruined the episode for me. And honestly, as much as there are things in the episode that I do like, I can't, honestly, this is an episode that when I go and rewatch this season again, I will probably skip it because it just does not do enough for me to really actually sit there for 40 minutes and watch the episode all the way through. But that's just my opinion, so yeah. That's number 15. Like I said, just my opinion. I know a lot of people, maybe some people like this episode, but just personally for me, I don't know, something about it is just, it's not right. So yeah, that's my opinion. Coming into number 14 now, this one's going to be The Walking Dead Season 10, Episode 9, which is called Squeeze. So, I really like this episode. I really, really do. This one, so really, going forward on the list, minus We Are the End of the World, all these other 14 episodes, in my opinion, are really, really good in their own ways. Number 14, yeah, like I said, Squeeze. So, I don't know, this episode for me, I would put it higher in the list. I really do like this episode, but at the same time, I do have a couple problems with it at the same time, and I'm just going to mention them real quick. The lighting in the cave is one thing. I don't know why. They could have just upped the lighting a little bit more in that episode in the cave. I know it's dark and it's supposed to be like that and maybe adds to the scary vibe, so I get it for that, but at the same time, they could have just upped it a bit more with the lighting. Now, the other thing is Negan and the Whispers. So we get to see them in this episode as well. Negan gets together with Alpha, which I can't even watch that scene anymore, man. I watched it twice, I think, and I can't. Honestly, that scene is just too, I don't know. Does anybody else, when they're doing a marathon, does anybody just want to skip forward on the Negan and Alpha scene. I'm just like, oh my god, that's so gross. But I do like this episode. I really, really do. I want to make that clear. I think for a mid-season premiere, it's a tad disappointing, but I do like the episode. I think it's really, really good. Carol's annoying in this episode, though, I gotta admit, but it was a very, very good episode. I really enjoyed it. So yeah, coming in at number 14 is going to be Squeeze. Coming in at number 13 is going to be The Walking Dead Season 10, Episode 15, The Tower. So, this is, of course, the most recent episode. Number 13, The Tower. Yeah, putting it at number 13, I really like this episode. I think this episode is really, really good. I think that we could have seen more for a lead up to a finale, but I do appreciate it. I do think that this episode is very good. I think that, like I said, they could have given us more, and the one thing I'm disappointed about is that we didn't get the tower death, because, I mean, this episode's called The Tower. We should have seen that, you know? It is kind of tricking the comic fans, which I actually am happy about, because, the thing is that if we got to see the tower death in this episode, everybody would have known it, you know? So, the thing is that putting it off till maybe the finale is not a bad idea. I just don't like that they named it after the tower, you know? It kind of left me a little bit disappointed that we didn't see it, and especially knowing that the finale was delayed, you know? But this episode was really fun. I know a lot of people don't like the stuff with Princess and, like, the whole landmine thing. Honestly, for me, that was the most exciting part of the episode. I know that may surprise some people, but I love the Princess. I do. I love the Princess in the TV series version so far. I think the actress is really doing a good job. I'm not going to keep saying I love the Princess, because we've only seen her for a few episodes, but so far, I'm pretty good with the Princess in the TV show. I'm good with her. I think she's a really cool character. And even though she was a tad annoying in the comic, well, okay, a very annoying in the comic, but I like the Princess in the TV series version. And plus, this episode, we also got to see Beta, and he's just losing his mind. You know, he's just losing his mind in this episode, thinking the zombies are talking to him and stuff. It's insane. So yeah, that's going to be number 13. So episode 15, The Tower. So number 12 is going to be The Walking Dead Season 10, episode 13, What We Become. So number 12 spot for Michonne's last episode. I know that may seem very low to some people, especially because of, you know, who's leaving the show. It's Michonne. But something about her episode, I liked it. I really, really did. I'm still putting it at number 12, but there are things I don't like about it. You know, the phone thing for me is a big head scratcher. I liked it when I first saw it, but honestly, going back on it now, why does Judith look so much older in that? Like, you know, I don't know. It just doesn't make any sense to me. Rick never saw the grown-up version of Judith, or like the older version of Judith, and on the phone, that's what Judith looks like, is the Kaylee Fleming version of Judith. And that's a big head-scratcher for me. I'm like, has Rick seen them recently? Is something like, if so, then okay, I'll let that go. But for now, please give me a reason why Judith looks way older. Is that just what Rick pictures, or, you know, what is that, you know? But I love this episode at the same time. I love Michonne going to find Rick. I love the whole journey kind of approach to it. But Virgil, as well, is another character in this episode. I could not stand him, and this is another reason why this episode is so low on the list, is because Virgil, for me, is just, I don't know, he's so annoying. I just don't like him. I don't even like the casting, if I'm being honest. I think they could have casted Virgil better, if I'm being honest, but that's just my personal opinion. Now, the other thing about this episode I am kind of going to have to admit is that I love the Whisperers. I love the Whisper storyline so much that when I actually watched this when I saw episode 12 with Alpha's death, and I saw the promo for episode 13. Did anybody else, and I want to hear this in the comment section below, and I love Michonne, but I actually did say this the night I watched it. Let me specify, I love Michonne, but after I saw episode 12 and I saw the promo for episode 13, the two words I said when I saw the promo for episode 13 was, oh yeah, Michonne, you know, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, I don't know, the Whisper storyline is so much more exciting than the whole Virgil drugging Michonne thing. I don't know. I don't know. I have to put this episode still high enough on the list, so I'm putting it at number 12, but I had my problems with Michonne's last episode. I think Rick's last episode was so much better. But I do like Michonne's last episode. I do like it, but there are aspects of it, is what I'm saying, that I don't like about it at the same time. And especially also Judith saying, go find the brave man. Could you please say Rick or Daddy or something? Like, I don't know. It's just, things about this episode are very just kind of annoying to me. But I do like the episode. I like I said, I know I'm kind of hating more than I'm complimenting it, but I do like the episode because I love Michonne as a character, and seeing her go in an epic fashion like this was good. I just feel like they could have tweaked some things to make it a lot more exciting, is just my personal opinion. Number 11 is going to be The Walking Dead Season 10, Episode 4, Silence the Whispers. Now, this one was great. I know a lot of people people really don't like this episode. I don't know why. I really don't understand why. This episode is really good. This is, of course, the episode where we get to see Lydia get attacked, almost issue 150, like Rick in the comics. Really cool. Rodney and the other people or whatever. And as well, I also like to see not only that, but I also like to see the tree fall at Hilltop. I thought that was really exciting to see. Negan kind of becoming a hero in this episode, not really knowing what to do with Negan is really cool as well. This is, of course, the episode where Negan escapes as well, so I have to also say this was another good thing about the episode. And like I said, did I mention it? Well, no, I don't think I did. The kiss between Ezekiel and Michonne. That was also another a great scene. I didn't really like it when I saw the trailer. I kind of like the scene going back now, though, to be honest. I think Ezekiel, honestly, I don't know, it makes me feel more bad for Ezekiel, and I like how they kind of throw some nods at the comic there, where Ezekiel's like, maybe in another universe or something. I like that. I think that's some great stuff right there. So, number 11, Silence the Whispers. Very, very good episode. Number 10 is going to be The Walking Dead Season 10, Episode 5, What It Always Is. So the one right after. This one is the episode with Negan and Brandon, mainly. This is kind of a Negan episode. And yeah, putting it at number 10, a solo Negan episode. Some people may not understand it because it is kind of high for a Negan episode, but I love Negan, so honestly, this episode just made it even better. I love Negan in this episode. You know, going from him and Brandon, of course, getting this new Lucille, getting his leather jacket back, all the way to nut tap and talk or something. I don't know. I love it. And then also going from killing Brandon to, him going into the Whisper camp. I just love it. I thought this episode was great. However, I say that, but then there also are, I do have a gripe with this episode at the same time. I know. But I have to mention it. Connie, the whole Connie Daryl thing, I love. The story about Merle, amazing. But the whole thing with Kelly and Magna, what were they doing? Like, please. If you're not going to give Kelly and Magna an exciting story in this episode, give Negan and Brandon and them more time. Honestly, I would much rather see that. Honestly, why do you even have Kelly out there in the first place is beyond me. But I don't know. That's just my personal opinion. I didn't like that stuff. But I'm going to try to remain as positive as I can about this episode because I love Negan and Brandon and the whole thing they did with them. Brandon was annoying, but I thought it was a great episode, honestly. Number 9 is going to go to The Walking Dead Season 10, Episode 6, Bonds. So, this episode right here is the episode with the Whisperers, basically, where we get to see Beta and Negan, of course, and them kind of, their banter back and forth, which I think is, itself, could have been an entire episode. But we also get to see Carol capture a Whisper in this episode. Daryl put the Walker blood on, as well as Negan talking to Alpha at the end of the episode. I thought was really good. I thought the introduction to Alpha and Negan and kind of the face-off between the two at the end of the episode was just incredible. I'm ready for my skin suit, you know? And then, of course, we also have Eugene talking to Rosita on the radio, who's not really acknowledging him too much, and then we have Stephanie talking to him from the Commonwealth. So this episode was packed with a lot. I really liked this episode a lot. And yeah, Carol annoyed me in this episode, but it was a great episode. It really, really was. I think this episode, I could put it higher on the list because I really did like this episode a lot. So yeah, coming in at number 9, Season 10, Episode 6. Coming in at number 8 is going to be The Walking Dead Season 10, Episode 14, Look at the Flowers. So, I love this episode, guys. I really, really do. I think this episode is honestly very... I don't know, I feel like it's very underrated. I feel like there are so many things about this episode that are so just exciting. I just love it. I think Negan and Daryl is my favorite because I just love the two characters, and they're my two favorites in the show right now. So that stuff between the two of them is just awesome. The untying the asshole and stuff, I just love it. I thought that was awesome. But of course, there is also the introduction to Princess in this episode quickly with the oh my god, hi, right? You know? And then we also do have, what else did we have in this episode? We also had Carol, of course, the hallucinations with Alpha, which I also do like. I love the, I want to be left alone. Yeah, that's not it, you know? I don't know. I love this episode, guys. I could watch this episode over and over again. I really do. I love this episode. I think there's so many things that they could have done more in this episode that could even just make it even much better. But, man, what they did in this episode, it was a masterpiece, honestly. Episode 14, Look at the Flowers, it was great. The callbacks to the early seasons with the Look at the Flowers and stuff, please don't be mad at me from Alpha, just like Lizzie in Season 4, Episode 14. It's incredible, honestly. I love it. And even though I don't like Carol in this episode, I really do like the story. I think it's an amazing episode. So, yeah, Coming in at number 7 is going to be The Walking Dead Season 10, Episode 8, the mid-season finale, The World Before. This episode, I know when it came out, putting it in a number 7 spot, I think may kind of bother people because I know a lot of people were disappointed with this mid-season finale. I really wasn't. I thought, like, if you guys watched my review, in my review, I remember saying, like, no, this was a good episode. I know a lot of people wanted to see, Alpha's death in this episode. I'm glad they didn't do it because then we wouldn't have gotten to see, the fight between Daryl and Alpha. We wouldn't have gotten to see Alpha at Hilltop and kind of the holy you are badass scene. Like they really kind of gave Alpha more screen time in the TV series version than the comics, and I'm glad for that because honestly, I feel like in the comic, Alpha was taken out almost just a bit too soon than maybe what she should have been, but I really like how they did this mid-season finale. I like the whole Dante thing. I love the Gabriel killing Dante. That was insane, right? That moment where you see him stab Dante, it's like, whoa, and not only that, but also Carol running after Alpha. I'm like, oh my god, the chase music and stuff, and they're running after each other and stuff. Like, I don't know. I just love it. I think it's awesome. And I'm trying to think what else they did in this episode. Well, it doesn't matter. It was an incredible episode. And, and then Michonne took off with Virgil in this episode as well, which I forgot to mention. So yeah, that's another really great moment. So yeah, number 7, The World Before. Number 6 is going to be The Walking Dead Season 10 premiere, The Walking Dead Season 10 Episode 1, Lines We Cross. So, putting it in a number 6 spot. I love this episode. And honestly, more than I did when I first saw it. Going back and remembering this episode again, the training on the beach, the satellite station, the satellite station, geez, not saviors here, the satellite, falling, of course, and just everything. I thought it was really great. And, not only that, the face-off between Alpha and Carol, I mean, come on. You want to talk about a great way to kind of start off a season and set up a season, I love it. I think it's absolutely amazing. It is, honestly, another masterpiece of an episode. I love, just everything, the title cards and this, and I know a lot of people don't like the title cards. I like them. I think they're really good, and I think they're kind of cool to it's something different, And Aaron in this episode also was really awesome. I really like him a lot. I'm sick of being nice. Well, good, because a nice never got me anywhere, but smart did. Love that. So, and I also like the whole idea of, are we the good guys? We're the villains of someone else's story. I like that stuff as well. And also, the story from Judith about Rick, too. So, there's a lot of great stuff in that premiere. I think it's a very underrated premiere, if I'm being honest. So, yeah, number 6, Lines We Cross. Moving on to number 5 is going to be The Walking Dead Season 10, Episode 7, Open Your Eyes. So, putting this in a number 5 spot, I'm going to put it at number 5. I could put it a lot higher, and I know some people put Open Your Eyes probably a lot higher on the list. I'm going to put it at number 5 just for now. I think this is a really great episode. I love the Siddiq and Dante storyline throughout the whole first half, and it kind of just comes at a head in this episode, and I love it. I love the just kind of the Siddiq's realization, oh my god, he's been in front of me this whole time. The dude that literally made me watch Enid, Tara, Henry, and all the Pike victims die. And it just, when Siddiq turns around, and you can tell, that would be me in the situation, Siddiq's like this, and he's kind of looking around the room, something to kind of try to throw at Dante or something, I don't know. I love that, and honestly, Siddiq just did not know what to do. At that point, he was just so shocked, he couldn't even fight back, and that's what I love about it so much. Such an incredible episode. I mean, there are other things in this episode, like the Prisoner of the Whispers and stuff like that, but honestly, it all came down to Siddiq and Dante, and I love this episode so much. So yeah, number 5, Open Your Eyes. Number 3 is going to be, not number 3. Number 4 is going to be The Walking Dead Season 10, Episode 3, Ghost. So, this episode, honestly, yeah, putting it in a number 4 spot, I just really, I love this episode. I think there are so many things about this episode that, I know a lot of people don't like the whole Carol kind of, hallucination type stuff. I do. I think it's really good. And I also do like, the meeting, with, Alpha and them at the border, I think is really good. The title cards as they're killing the zombies, hour this, hour that. Wow, honestly, the music is just ramping up to 48 hours, 50 hours, I think, or something like that, of them just constantly killing zombies, nighttime, daytime, so awesome. And then also, Aaron and Negan in this episode. I mean, talk about an amazing episode. I love it. I think it's absolutely incredible. And I really love just everything they did in this episode. Really incredible. The border meeting, the Negan and Aaron, Carol stuff, even Henry in this episode. Just incredible episode. And if anybody wants to put it higher on the list, I could definitely understand that. So, yeah, that's just my personal opinion. So, number 3 is going to be The Walking Dead Season 10, Episode 11, which is called Morning Star. So, that's going to be my number 3 spot. So, I love this episode. I know some people say it's really slow at the beginning and stuff like that. I get that, I really do, but I don't know. Every piece of dialogue that was in this episode, and I said this in my review too, every piece of dialogue that was in this episode was just, I was glued to the screen, I really was. And I just think that they did such a great job in this episode of really making you just as kind of like, holy crap, the whispers are coming, as our survivors were, you know? And I love it. I think it's so incredible. And seeing Negan on that side of it too. And also getting to see just the hilltop on fire. And people complain, they're like, oh, the episode only had like a couple minutes of fighting. I don't care. It was an exciting episode. It was a very great episode, and I love it when you see the part where Daryl grabs the Morning Star, and he's limping. He's not even in the shape to do this, but he still goes out there and fights with them. Just like, honestly, not to make this emotional, but honestly, that's something Rick would have done. Rick would have been injured. Rick would have grabbed the weapon anyway and walked out there with everybody else. And Daryl, I really like how they focus on Daryl in this episode, and almost like as if Hilltop is like Daryl's in this episode. Like, it really, like, when he's standing on top of the thing or whatever, and he's looking at all his people getting ready, it's like it's his people, you know? And I don't know. It almost brings a tear to my eye, honestly, seeing that, because Rick, you know, that's something Rick would have done, and I love it. I think it's incredible. And Rick, honestly, like I said, not to make it emotional, I know, for the Rick fans, but honestly, Rick would be very proud of Daryl and what he's been doing lately. I have to say, I think he would. A lot more proud than Rick was of Daryl in Season 8, that's for sure. So, yeah, but yeah, anyway, so number 2 is going to be The Walking Dead Season 10, Episode 10, Stalker. Wow, this episode. Beta, first of all, coming into Alexandria, totally I mean, wow, like, you know, and taking the knives out and just getting ready and coming out from the ground and, you know, attacking and stuff like that, killing Laura. Judah shoots him, he flies back, you know, and even capturing Gamma at one point, and then he runs away into the woods, you know, as well as, you know, Daryl, of course, versus Alpha, the blood coming out of his leg, too. Like, oh my god, man. Such an exciting episode. I literally can't. And then we also have the return of Lydia in this episode as well, too. So, that one for me is just an incredible episode. I really, really love it. So, number 1, my favorite episode of The Walking Dead Season 10, going back on it now, the most enjoyable episode for me of The Walking Dead Season 10, just so much suspense in this episode, so much excitement. The Walking Dead Season 10, Episode 12, Walk With Us, which I have a feeling is probably going to be a popular opinion. You know, I just love this episode. You know, we have Alpha and Negan, of course, and just everything that goes down there, which on its own, I feel like maybe some people could say, you know, isn't the best part of the season, but for me it is. Seeing that part from the comics and just seeing Lydia, she's not even in the barn, finding out Negan was working with Carol the whole time, you know, took you long enough. Like, wow, awesome stuff. And then also Earl's death, as well as Gamma's death, which just came out of nowhere for me. And, you know, there were so many things about the episode I love. The hilltop fire at the beginning. Oh, Magna returning. The story about Connie. I just love it. Oh, and Yumiko punching Carol as well. Thank you very much to Yumiko. So, I don't know. I love this episode so much. I think this is the best work they did in Season 10 was this episode right here, Walk With Us. I think that this season, honestly, Season 10, looking back on it now, they've got some strong episodes in this season. Even though the first half is a bit slow, honestly, this season has been pretty good. Honestly, you gotta admit, they've had some good episodes this season. They've had some great episodes, and whether or not this will go down as one of the best seasons remains to be seen, but the episodes this season, there are at least 5 to 10 I can pick from this season that would definitely, for me, be considered some of the best episodes ever, honestly. They are just so great. So, write your comments in the comment section below. I want to hear from you guys, and of course, you know, write your list in the comment section below. I don't expect for you guys to do all 15, but maybe at least 5 of them or something, your top 5 from this season. But if you guys want to, rank them from worst to best as well. I'd love to see that list as well. And I want to hear your comments in the comment section below about this one. So, anyway, guys, if you're new here, guys, click the subscribe button so you don't miss any of my Walking Dead videos. Follow Dan's Walking Reviews on Instagram, guys. Of course, I'll see you guys really soon for another Walking Dead video. Enjoy the rest of your day, guys, and peace out.